Now that's the way to enter the building. Hello, everyone. This is Yuri, aka Russian Prototype. I was trying to time it to where it can go from 10 to 0, but apparently that didn't work. But whatever, you lose some, you win some. You win some, you lose some. Hello, hello. It's August 18, Wednesday. Correct? Correct. And we are here live. And today, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic: why people pretend in a relationship. We've been having a lot of these relationship talks in the last 2 to 3 days. And one thing that seemed to come up throughout the conversation was the fact that people tend to pretend all the time in the relationships. And oftentimes the concern is that we really don't know who we're dating at the end of the day, because people are just so good at pretending. They do it all the time. And so today we're going to dive into this particular topic a little bit deeper, and maybe we can explore it, and maybe we can uncover some truths, and maybe we can share. I encourage you all to comment, to ask questions, and to interact, because this is the only way that we're going to maximize this experience. So from my perspective, I wanted to share a few things with you as to what I think about this particular topic, why people pretend in a relationship. One thing I think that people do, that people want to be liked. People are concerned about other people's opinions. They want people to think good of them. I think it's a natural tendency for the majority of people. It feels accurate, and it feels unnatural when people don't like you. It feels as if you're trying to hide your head in the sand like an ostrich. So people tend to do things that will please other people. The issue with that is that when that happens, and if it happens too much, people can lose their sense of identity. People can start being somebody else and kind of start taking on that role rather consistently, permanently. And that's a dangerous place to be in, because once you lose your identity, what else do you have? If you believe that you are the only person in the world that exists, there's nobody else like you. Science tells us that that's the case. Science tells us that your fingerprints and your DNA is one of a kind. There is nobody else on the entire planet that has that. So assuming that that's correct, why would you want to be anybody else? Why would you want to pretend? That's number one. Number two, people pretend because of low self-esteem. There are so many of us that are just concerned what other people are going to think. And so how does it play into dating? How does it play into a relationship? Well, quite simply, people are unsure of themselves. People have low self-esteem. And we're trying to be taller than we really are. We're trying to pretend that we are better than we really are, because that makes us feel more important. That makes us feel more valuable. And we think that by doing that, it's going to translate into positive result in the eyes of other people. What we're going to talk about quite a bit today is people pretend to win someone over. And this is where a lot of problems arise in the relationships. People will intentionally go extra mile to do things that they normally would not do, because that's what pretending is, right? Changing your natural tendencies, changing your natural ways, doing something that not typical of you, just to impress someone, just to win someone's over. And people people are willing to do some nasty things. I don't mean sexually, I mean ethically speaking, nasty things. They will discard the feelings of others, they will discard the opinions of others, they will go against their values, even sometimes their beliefs, just to achieve this goal to win someone over. And this could be, again, quite dangerous. Quite dangerous, especially for the other person involved, a person on the other side. And we're going to watch a video in a little bit, a YouTube video. We're going to kind of dissect it a little bit to see what some common 6 behaviors that people not transpire, demonstrate to manipulate other people. We're going to do that in a little bit. People pretend to uphold an image. Now, that's not necessarily always going to involve a relationship, but you've seen the people on Instagram, you've seen people on Facebook, you've seen people in real life who do that. They just want to seem like they have a lot of things going for them, but in fact, they might not at all. You know, when it comes to fancy lifestyles, beautiful cars, nice clothes, a lot of people in big cities in New York, Miami, LA live in this lifestyle. They're trying to uphold that image even though they can afford it, but they must do that at all costs because that's going to impress other people. That's going to ensure that they're going to feel as if they're worthy. That's my guess, because what else would they do that? I think this is a matter of self-worth. Let's see who's in audience. And let's say hello to some folks tonight. We have Heather in the house. Thanks for being here. How are you today? Happy to see you. We have Felicia in the house. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. We have Jamie in the house. How's everything? Appreciate you. We have Lilium in the house. Hello, hello. Thank you for hanging out. We have Cheyenne in the house. Appreciate you. Great to see you. We have Strong Ballerina in the house. Speaking Russian as always. Happy to see you. Hello. We have Becky in the house, our live guest from yesterday. Hi, Becky. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. All right. What do we have next? Don't forget to smash the like button, as always. I will bring my glasses, my ghost busters glasses in a hurry. I will not hesitate to do that. I will not hesitate to do that. Let's look at some comments. I know many of you saying hello, but I think we have some other comments. Cheyenne said, Yuri, the guy I told you about, he said he don't smoke. Well, he does, and that's a deal breaker for me. I can't breathe it in it. I'll faint. Pretenders everywhere. Well, you know, good news that you find out sooner rather than later, Cheyenne. And you know, I much rather know that way than after, you know, a few months of dating that you know, my significant other is a smoker, because that's a deal breaker for me. This is a big deal. This not like insignificant item in my book, you know. So good for you that you find out. What else we got? What else we got? Another one from Cheyenne. Guys usually pretend they are taller and girls pretend they are younger and thinner. That's funny. Oh my God. Yeah, I think women don't like talk about their age usually, right? And women easily get offended if they're being asked about their weight. What's interesting also is that women sometimes could be very blunt in terms of asking questions, you know? I think a lot of women will ask guys questions that guys would not dare ask women. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but let me know your thoughts about that. I admit that I have said that I was younger than what I am, but no one believes what my real age is anyway. Nice. Yeah, I don't know your real age. So you can put it in the chat if you would like. Felix is like, nope. You look young, though. You look super young. You can usually smell smoke on the fingers, the hair. They can't hide it for long. Yeah, smoke is everywhere. That's terrible. I like to hear you, dear Yuri, because I feel like a big brother sends me advice. Thank you. Thank you, Lilium. I appreciate you. Appreciate your nice words. Summer Dream is in the house as well. Why is smoking a deal breaker for you and many other guys? Smoking cigarettes, right? Yes, smoking cigarettes. Why is it a deal breaker? Because I feel like I'm kissing an ashtray. That's why. So this is a real physical implication that is impossible to avoid. Don't like the smell of it. Don't like the taste of it. Don't want no part of it in my body. The end of story. 33. That's a great age. 30s are new 20s. 40s are new 30s. If you learn anything tonight, remember that. All right. I'm loving this comment so far. Keep your questions and comments coming. Do not stop. And don't forget to like the video. I'm going to be checking on that. I'm going to be checking this out. And so far, we have 10 people and 6 likes. I just made it 7. I'm going to like my own stream. My own show. It's no longer a stream. It's a show, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to transpire in this live show. But smash the like button, please. Don't be stingy with them likes. An ashtray with armpit sweat on the tongue. It's not pleasant. Strong ballerina, you always have a way to put a cherry on top of the comment. That's right. That's what kissing the smoker is like for a non-smoker. Summer Dream. I hope that if you are smoking, I hope that you're not offended. This is just my personal opinion. I do not think of smokers any less as people. I just, it's just not for me. To each their own. Certainly didn't mean to offend anyone. If any one of you who are watching this live stream or who are watching it later is smoking, I would not think of you any less as a person. I just can't stand it physiologically, the smell of it. I had a Russian guy friend tell me I had property, but that wasn't true. I think Russian guys still want to be the providers in relationships, so they try to impress women in this way. Yeah, and I think not only Russian guys. I think a lot of other men will do the same thing. They will try to find a way to make themselves feel and look more significant than they really are. And for men to feel more significant, monetary status, financial status is a really big deal. You just can't get away from it. We talked about how men create value and how women create value. And financial stability, financial independence is a huge point of emphasis for men in general. So men strive to be providers because they know that they attract the opposite sex. Men really going to go an extra mile to either be a provider or to create an image of a provider. Let's see. I dated a smoker once. I would always gag when he tried to kiss me. It was horrible, but he was a sweet guy. No offense either, but the second smoke has consequences. Like smoking is just bad for your health. Like smoking it's proven that it creates health issues. And there is another thing too. There's another consideration. You know, if you're dating a smoker, someone who's been smoking and plans to continue to smoke, it's really going to have some health implications. So that also does not help at all. Let's see. All right, so let's take a look at the video. I wanted to show you a video, and I want to do it part by part, okay? There's like 6 different behaviors. So let's take a look at these 6 different behaviors, and after each one, maybe we can have a little recap, and I will look at your comments, look at your questions, and give you my thoughts about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring the other screen in. Turn your volume up, make sure you can hear it. This is going to be the first sign. All right, so I'm going to also turn the volume on my computer all the way up so you can hear it. Here we go.
Number 1, they play the victim. This is one of the most prevalent cases with them. They are always carrying out evil plans, and whenever it goes sour,
fair use.
They push the
Fair use.
To others. They never take responsibility for their actions. If you try to confront them for wrongdoings, they act the victim and give so many reasons to support the reason for the attitude. Manipulators are masters at this game, and that is why it is difficult to catch them. And you mistake them to be nice and only victims of circumstances.
So let's talk about this real quick. Playing the victim. Have you seen people like that who always seem to be a victim in any situation, no matter what it is? They always the ones who, it's never their fault. It's always somebody else's fault, and they're just simply a victim in the situation. I've seen these individuals, and the behavior is very obvious. You can tell that that's what person is doing, and quite frankly, like when other people around that person recognize the behavior, it's quite embarrassing. I wonder sometimes if they even realize that they're doing it, because if you've been doing something for so long, I can see how you can just become it, and maybe you no longer even think about it or recognize it. But the victim behavior, it could be dangerous, I think, with someone, with another person. It could be, of course, done by both genders. Men can do it, women do it. I think all these behaviors can be applicable to both genders. But the thing is, if you dating someone who is a kind and compassionate person, and you naturally want to help other people, then dating someone with the victim attitude, who's going to be always in a way making you feel as if you need to help him because he or she is a victim, I think it's very dangerous. So this is a very, I would say it's a very obvious sign when you see someone. And again, I'm not referring to like 1 or 2 instances where minor things happened, and to where like person maybe is really feeling like he or she been taken advantage of, right? We're talking about somebody who is consistently portraying these signs over and over again. So there is a pattern that we can observe with this particular individual. Let's see. I think we have some comments. Let's take a look at them. I'm going to be looking at comments as we go. I think it's going to be a better strategy for tonight. I think people pretend in relationships by being too romantic in the beginning, but then they will ignore their partners later. Romance isn't everything, but don't forget to make your boo feel special. Yeah, that happens a lot. And I think like when people feel like they want another person over, they will just stop working. They will stop trying, right? They will feel like, I have money in the bank, my job is done, where in reality the job is really never done. That the relationship the way I think about it now, the relationship is, it's like renting an apartment with an exception that the rent is due every single day. So if you're not paying the rent every single day, you're going to get evicted. The coworker I really don't like, he's terrible, and it's never his fault when he messes up at work. The guy really sucks. Yeah, I think it's exhausting too to be around people like that, because you don't want to be mean to these individuals, but it comes a time to where you're like, I don't know what to do. I have to just talk to the guy, and then you have these conversations, and if this still doesn't work, you're in a sucky situation. You're in a situation where you either have to baby someone or you have to just get rid of them. And it's easier said than done when we're talking about the work setting, right? I'm assuming it's not as easy you're not just able to fire the guy on the spot like that just because of his attitude. There's got to be more to it. But it's a problem. It's a big problem. I once went on a date and offered to pay half, which I'm fine with. And the guy was like, no, I insist. Then at the end of the date, he asked me for gas money and kept apologizing. And I was like, it's fine. Wish guys didn't pretend to have money that they do. I'm okay with paying my own. The thing about this is a tough one too. Take the offer. If you're a dude, take the offer. There's no shame if you want to split the bill. I mean, we're in the 21st century. There are a lot of people now. I think one of the complicated situations is that, or not situations rather, but things in general, is that depending on the person that you're dating, you might want to ask a question, how they want to go about it, right? So asking is actually the right way to approach it, in my opinion, because there's going to be some people who will never allow other people to pay for them. They just not with that. And then there's going to be other people who would want other people to pay for them, so it's almost the best thing to do is to ask, or in my opinion, as a man, if I'm going to ask you out on a date, I'm just going to assume that I'm paying. That's just me. I'm going to assume that I'm paying. That's option number 2. Option number 1, ask. Option number 2, man pays. And then if woman doesn't like it, she can always say something. And then you have a choice whether you want to go with it or you want to put your foot down and say, no, I'm paying. So also going on a date, if you cannot afford the meal, it's not a great idea. This victim card is common with men who string women along. They want her to hold him down, as they say. Meanwhile, she is settling. I think it works both ways. It works both ways as well. I think women will portray that behavior as well. I can see how women actually be more open to take care of someone with that kind of attitude, because I think women are more nurturing in nature. So like a woman sees somebody who is quote unquote victim, a lot of women probably try to help them out, because women just have this kind of attitude. They're more nurturing, to where men might be thinking, why am I in this situation? This chick sucks. But I think it happens with both. Let's watch number 2. Let's watch number 2. Thank you for your comments.
Number 2, love bombing. This is a super technique used by manipulators who pretend to be nice. Love bombing is a situation where a person showers you with so much love and affection within a short period. They will declare undying love for you within days of meeting you. They even go as far as showering you with gifts to get you into their nest. Once you show interest in another thing
Fair use.
them, they become violent and everything ends. Number 3.
Love bombing. Love bombing is a new term. I have not heard it before. Love bombing is showering you with presents, compliments, and just lovey-dovey attitude. I think this one is even more dangerous than a victim mentality, because victim mentality, you can tell based on behavior. This one is a positive behavior. So I think when you see it, when you see somebody is so affectionate with you and so nice to you, that should make you feel good as a person. That probably will make you feel like, man, this person is cool. That is like, I can see myself with that person, long term. Because who wouldn't want to be loved? Who wouldn't want to be loved and taken care of and shown affection to? Who wouldn't want that? I think most people would. So then you find out later, it's like going from hi honey, how are you today, how was your day, I hope everything is fine, look, I have flowers for you, or look, I cooked you dinner. And then 2 months later, it's like, what's up? Well, I don't care about your day. The house is dirty. What we're gonna do? Can you imagine this transition? that is just, it's not okay. It is not okay. What we got? It seems like that in the beginning, it's best to stay grounded when it's happening. Yeah, it's a good idea to really pay attention to a person and take your time a little bit longer. I mean, everybody's going to decide whether or not they're going to take their guard down. Some people just going to be so head over heels about the other person that they're going to be blinded. This is again interesting question between how both genders approach it, between how women approach it and how men approach it. Because to me, I think women jump in. Women are all in. If a woman likes a man a lot, she will sacrifice. She will fight for him. She will defend him, and with man, I think it takes time to build that emotional connection. Longer. It takes time. Whereas women, a lot of women just go all in, it seems to me. Love bombing, yes, that's what it's called. Sadly, it's common for abusers to behave this way. It's one of their red flags. Men who move too fast are huge red flags. I wish I had seen these videos before I was married. It always seemed so obvious afterwards. Either players or have mental health issues. Unless it's cultural, of course. It can happen, falling in love quickly. However, you can choose what you do about it. All right, I like it. Let's look at number 3.
They use your weakness against you. Some people are constantly out to know your weaknesses.
Fair use.
They come in different forms. Some come in the way of trying to help you out with some issues, and others come in the form of wanting to be your best friend. And when they get to know you, and you eventually open yourself to them, they begin to capitalize on your weaknesses. And if you complain about their behavior towards you, they defend themselves by telling you they are trying to help you out. Number 4.
Capitalizing on your weaknesses. Whoa. That is a sneaky one. That's dirty. That is just like plain, that's plain dirty. You're learning about somebody's weaknesses, and then you either, again, trying to put a positive spin on it, if I understood it correctly, or you're trying to put a negative spin on it and actually kind of shove person's weaknesses in their face. It's like, example, you pointing out something that another person is doing wrong. You're always doing this wrong. You're always doing this wrong. You can never get this right. It's bad enough that person already not doing it right. But if your significant other is going to point it out and tell you about that, it almost sounds like belittling. And if you sense belittling, especially in the beginning of a relationship, oh, that's a huge, huge red flag. It's a huge red flag. Because if it's there in the beginning of a relationship, and if it's part of another person trait, especially if it's grown person, you know, this could be a difficult part to overcome. This is not, again, this is not a minor bump on the road. If you see pattern, this is a major concern, in my opinion. Strong Ballerin said, not true, always true. Some men go all in too. Trust me. I had some guy talking about marriage just after 2 weeks of dating. Interesting. Interesting. But Strong Ballerin, a healthy person knows not to come on too strong too soon, I think. I had a guy want me to go with him to Kyrgyzstan to marry him. I only know him 1 month. This may be scammer, not scanner. This guy doesn't scan papers. This guy scams money. That's a no-no. Look, here's the thing too. All the ladies, this is for ladies, okay? If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Call me skeptical. But no man in his right mind would be marrying somebody in 1 month. It's just not practical. Because in 1 month, you can't even, I don't think you can know somebody. Okay, fine. You can tell me that somebody can fall in love in 1 month. Fine. But falling in love, is this enough to marry to someone? I just don't see it. I don't see it. Watch me getting married in 1 month in the future. You'll be like, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You are talking on your live stream that you don't get married in 1 month. And I will, you know what then? That I will say that I've dated for 3 months. I will lie to you all. No, I won't. I'm just kidding. Listen, I just think it's not enough time. I mean, like, it's easy to pretend for 1 month. It's easy to pretend for 1 month. The idea is at least to have an, to have a decent understanding of what the person is about. And of course, it's going to come back to somebody's values. Of course, some of you would challenge me on that. I expect you to, because some of you will go head over heels a person and you think you're in love. You know, men can borrow a little bit more emotion from women sometimes, right? When it comes to dating. I know that ladies desire that. But women can borrow a little bit of logic from men as well, you know, and thinking more logically rather than just based on the emotion. 1 month isn't enough, in my opinion. Let's see. I had a guy ask me what I've never told anybody before on our second date. It's a way for abusers to trap and control you. I feel like that last video could be another live stream topic. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. if if the dude asks you on a second date, tell me something that you've tell me something that you never told nobody before, that is an interesting comment. It's like, what else you want me to do? You want me to give you keys from where money is in my safe? You want me to give you my credit card number that I never told nobody before? What else do you want? That's just unreasonable. That's an unreasonable question to ask. That's where you can be Summer Dream. This is where you can be very sarcastic. This is where you respond, oh, okay, I will tell you, but I'm going to need you to walk half of the mile, half naked, bring me cake, and then send me flowers to my work. Could you do this for me? Just to see his reaction. Obviously, you won't mean it, but just to see what he says. Say something silly. My ex hated the way I worked out at the gym. He would always tell me that my techniques were wrong and try to correct me. I think this is exactly what number 3 was about. If you felt like you used word hated, that's pretty strong. You didn't say he just tried to correct. You used word hated. So there's something in the way he did it that made you feel that he hates it. It sounds again like criticizing and belittling. It's a dead end. It's a dead end. It's like how people can be supportive of each other. I think the fact that your significant other is working out, it should be a very encouraging thing. It should be a joyful thing. You should come and say, hey, good job. Hey, your form could be better. Let me show you how to do it, just to protect you. If he really think like there's a danger, he can protect you. But, belittling someone and putting somebody down when they're trying, dang, that's a low blow. If you felt that that's what he was doing. Why would someone want to know all of your secrets to control you? Why do people want to control their partners? There are different types of people out there, Summer Dream. Some people feel that they have to have control in order for them to self-validate, or maybe that's the way that they imagine having a relationship. By the way, I see we have 12 people over here. Please leave a comment. If you don't leave a comment, I don't know who you are and who's watching. Tell us what are you watching from. Tell us this, whatever you want to share, city and the state, if you're willing to, or a country if you're watching from another country. But what are you watching from right now? Put it in the comments. Let's see it. Strong ballerina. I had an ex that didn't like me dancing. He didn't like when my dance partner was too close. He was intimidated by the male dance bulge. Bulge is, I'm assuming you're talking about the private part. Yeah, I think a lot of men will be insecure about, other males being around their women in any capacity. I think you have to be super strong-minded, and you have to be not jealous. You have to train yourself and know how to do these things. And I think even very intelligent, emotionally intelligent males might have a hard time with this, just because we don't like other males around our women. We're territorial when it comes to that. Your alpha males, especially, guys who are successful, strong, confident, they're not going to like that. But they also probably not going to show it the same way as guy with a low self-esteem and low emotional intelligence will show it. The alpha will probably walk away and have you chase him. I'm liking these comments. If you haven't smashed the like button, boom, smash it. Hulk smash. Hulk smash. Let's see how many likes we have. Let's see how many likes we have. We have 14 likes. Wow. That's so cool. I like the likes. I like it very much. Have you seen Borat before? Man, be so jealous. My ex had chicken legs. I had very thick legs. I never skipped leg day. He was jealous of your body, you saying? Is that what you're saying? Shantae, what's going on? I've had men try and move too fast with me, but I take it nice and slow. I don't show my weakness to them. I am a woman, but I think like how a man does to see what they want. You know, this fast man, they're trying to seal the deal. They're trying to go from dinner to a bar back to the house. They try to waste no time. You already know. Oh no, you good, Sadie. Thanks for being here. Better late than never. When they don't want you to take care, not good when they don't want you to take good care of yourself. He was probably afraid of other men admiring your legs. Look, maybe there was another reason. Have you ever asked him? Have you had a conversation with him and asked him a direct question, Felicia? Like, hey, what's the dealio? What's the dealio? The same guy demanded that I tell him where I work after we first met too. He said that he just wanted to visit me and have lunch with me, but it was such a red flag. Really scary. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, Summer Dream, you know that this is a no-go. You know that there's a no-go. You know there are different ways to go about things too. Let's keep it on the screen actually. Like this comment right here. Look, let's say I am head over heels about you as a man, right? Romantically speaking. I think guys just, I think man is just sometimes so direct, is so straightforward that they don't understand that some of these comments are threatening to women. Because if you take this situation, Summer Dream, and a guy would have told you, hey, I really, really interested in having lunch with you. Now, I want to make it convenient for you. I would like to come in and we can have lunch near your work, near your job. What some of the places do you like? Done. Why do I need your work address? If you tell me the places that you like, I'm going to go on Google, look up these places, and then I meet you. Because the objective is to meet you. Doesn't matter where. And the objective is to meet you where it's convenient for you. If you want to be a nice guy, right? So what is the problem with just asking essentially, again, I don't know his intention. I don't want to assume his intentions. Maybe he was crazy, right? But maybe his intention was just to come in and see you where you work, again, to make it convenient for you and whatever. Maybe he had good intentions, right? But the way he went about it was wrong, in my opinion. The way he went about it was wrong. It needs to happen, when this, and especially in initial stages of dating. Look, again, this is just my opinions. I'm not a dating expert, but just understanding how people react to things, understanding how people, take things. Just understand the end result. The end result is just to have lunch in unthreatening environment. Change up the question. same result. I like this. I like this conversation. Let's look at a few more comments and then we'll continue to watch the video. This has been fun. Even the most confident man can feel intimidated by another man giving their girlfriend's wives attention. You know, I think I would imagine so, actually. I would imagine so. I just try to picture myself being with my wife and somebody is giving her attention. I mean, but the thing is this. I know that when women feel, and let's talk about this. Let's open up this topic. I cannot wait your comments on this, okay? Because I think that this is important. And by the way, let me know if I'm lagging. I see my Wi-Fi kind of goes in and out. Am I lagging? Is my quality of my pictures diminishing at all? Let me know in the comments. But let's talk about this, because you might have opened up a can of worms here, Summer Dream, or maybe can of candy or bag of candy. Women don't like weak men. When women sense weakness, the bomb is ticking. The clock is ticking. I don't want to be spitting on my mic here. So, if a woman feels that the man is unsure of himself, if he is overly jealous, if he portrays like a childlike behavior, that's a huge turn off for a woman. Am I right or am I wrong? So, the most confident man, again, a man with good emotional intelligence, he understands that. He might be hurting inside. He might feel a certain type of way inside in this particular situation. But he knows that showing jealousy is the worst thing that he can do. In this particular situation, your girlfriend and your wife still lives with you. And when you position yourself, when you behave yourself like this don't matter to you, I think that's more attractive to a woman. Is it not? That's a question for you, for the audience. If your man, let me reiterate this one more time. Play this scenario in your mind. If you in the restaurant with your man and you went to the restroom, then you come out of the restroom before you're going to pay the bill at the counter, right? By the front door. He went to the restroom too. You came out of the restroom first. I want you to imagine this. I'm going to give you all the details. All you have to just do to imagine the situation. You came out of the restroom first. You are waiting for him by the counter, by the front door, where the hostess is. Hostess. While you're waiting, another male comes to you and start talking to you. And you know, you're a nice woman. You okay just carrying a conversation with another man? So you carry a conversation with another man. Then your husband comes out and he sees you talking with the other man. Now, two scenarios. Number one, he comes in and he has this confused look on his face, you know, like a deer in the headlights. Like, oh, he's looking at you, then he's looking at him, and you can just tell like he's losing his cool, you know? And you like, oh, what's gonna happen next? And then on the way home, you get a brain stomping session, a mental avalanche. Who was that man? Why were you talking to this man? Don't you know I'm your man? The scenario number 2, your husband or your boyfriend comes out and he says, "You ready to go, honey?" You better say yes. You better say yes. Because if you say no, this is where things change. If you saying your boyfriend or your husband, "I'm not ready to go because you need to talk to some random ass man," then I'm going to walk out. And if I hope you're not my wife at that point. I hope you're not my wife. Because a girlfriend, we can solve that. You can go somewhere. If my wife, that's more difficult. But let's assume that that's not the case. Let's assume that I say, "Are you ready to go, honey?" You say yes. And we just go home. And I don't mention nothing about it. Or I might say just like, "Hey, who was the guy?" And that's it. That would be the extent of what I say. It would be the extent of what I say. Now, look, if I'm going to see a pattern, if I'm going to see you some random dudes, if I'm going to see you speaking with random dudes all the time, it's going to be different. And guess what? In this instance, in my opinion, a good woman, she will make sure that her husband, her boyfriend knows this was nothing. She's gonna tell, like, she's gonna share what happened. She's gonna be open and transparent about it. And that's it. So anyway, that's my take on this. I would like to read your comments. Whoo! I feel it. I feel this, getting in the zone. I feel you, Felicia. My ex switched up when I started losing weight and feeling more confident. This could be some insecurities. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. That's what I'm saying. When you, whether you're man or woman, I don't care. When you as a person get to the level when you happy with yourself, you self-confident, this type of stuff not going to bother you. This type of stuff not going to bother you. You're going to be happy for your woman working out. The last thing I need to be concerned with is when my significant other is getting better, taking care of her health. If there's no change in behavior, I mean, if you did not do anything bad, then why would I be worrying? From what I understand, he was criticizing her gym form when her form got better results than his. Oh, well, that's a whole different story. Maybe he just needs a personal trainer then. I had another guy ask me who all of my friends were when we first started dating. He found out I had a straight guy friend and zeroed in on him like he was going to be a problem. Man, this man over here, I'm hearing all these stories and it's like, what kind of world we're living in? These men over here need to get it together. Anybody going to say something about women messing up? As if like only guys are messing up? Is that what we're saying? Summer dream. All these dudes not doing too good. If you have bad feelings about a guy, go with your instinct or look into the physical red flag that abusers show, because they're everywhere. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Intuition is a big thing. My dad used to be a good filter for questionable guys. Guys were afraid of him and would say he sounded like Darth Vader. I am your father. Yep, that would be good. That would be good. Let's see. Shante, when one a date with a man last week, he did not like that fact that I was too tall in my backboarded heels. Oh God. Look, did you ask him why? You gotta ask him why. Like, hey, your face is not happy right now. Did he actually he told you he did not like it, or you just kind of like assume based on his body language? Did he actually had enough nerve to tell you? See, we got to start doing some preliminary questionnaire. We got to start getting the height number or data, not height number, but the data about person's physical appearance, so we know what to do. Tell him to bring heels with him next time. I'm a very respectful of my significant other, but the minute you start telling me what I need to not do that I have been doing before I met you, then it's a wrap, buddy. A wrap. So then the question with this, again, is it necessarily telling you not what to do, or how you tell you something? Because ultimately, I think if you're going to come out as a person and just straight up say, don't do that, or I don't want you to do this anymore, I don't think anybody going to like it. But if you're going to come up and say, hey, I notice A, B, and C. A, B, and C makes me feel like this. What do you think about, making adjustments about A, B, and C? And here's why. Different, in my opinion, it's different. It's how you communicate these messages, how you communicate it. What's up, D? Thanks for being here. Possessiveness, there, the good and then the ugly side of it. Explain a good side of possessiveness, please. I would like to know your take on that. Yes, a guy shouldn't ever tell you who your friends should be. They can point out if someone's being a bad friend, but they can't demand that you never talk to them again. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. What if your friend affecting the relationship in a bad way? What if your friend is a bad influence that he sees but you don't see? What if you had this friend for 10 years and you only had your husband for 2 years, but your friend has changed because your friend is jealous, because your friend just an old single person who is bitter and jealous since, let's assume that it's she's bitter and jealous that she's single and she does not have anybody in her life. Real talk, these things happen. When on a date with the other day, the guy did not like I was taller and my back was broader than his. Are men intimidated by big, strong women? I mean, some could be. Some could be. Some men will have complex. I think it's the right word. They will have a complex of in low self-esteem if they are dating someone who's taller than them. They need to be dominant. They need to insert their stature and feel important. I don't think that all men will feel that way, but certainly a fair share will. That's what I'm saying. Questionnaire is needed, maybe. Maybe we just need questionnaire so you can put How tall are you? Your preferences. Smoking. Smoking is a big one, right? I think that's why I'm confused guys that I'm interested in dating. I talk and get along with too many guys. It means you're friendly. I bet guys love talking to you because guys love talking to friendly women, and not just for the purpose of intimacy. I think it just makes it easy. The flow of the conversation and overall feel of the conversation is easier. You know, you don't feel pressure. Personality matters. Personality matters. Like if I approach woman out in public and I ask her a question and maybe I will tell her verbatim or I will imply that I'm interested, and then I will receive like a sour face, like like you, or even if she will talk to me, but I will get a sense that she's not interested at all. She's not in the moment. She's not, open to communicate with me. That's going to kill the vibe for me. That's going to kill the vibe. I mean, we all look for real connection, don't we? And it's just friendly people, open people makes this experience so much more pleasurable. Let's see, we have more comments. This year I met the love of my life. He's in Catalonia, Spain, and I in Panama. He loves me. I love him, but it is an impossible love. I just know that I have never felt like this with someone. Well, Lilium, congrats, first of all. That's amazing that you feel that way. I'm happy for you. But why do you say it's impossible? I mean, it's just distance. Even though you cannot see each other right now, in time you may be able to figure it out. And if it's through love, you might be able to be together. I've seen a YouTube video about American guy had a long distance relationship with a girl from, I think, Thailand, or no, Indonesia. I think it was Indonesia. And it was cool. She made a video. It's on YouTube. She made a video of his arrival. She made the whole like prelude showing how they were talking online. It was pretty nice. And then she showed the moment he arrived the first time. She was waiting for him at the airport with the sign, welcome, with his name. And then she was just so excited to finally meet him. And I think they were getting, I don't know if they ended up together, but they were definitely dated for a while. Maybe they even did end up getting married or something. But it was a pretty cool story to see how long distance relationship actually can evolve in actual meeting, and people end up together that way, So don't give up hope. And thank you for sharing. Man, like all of you who know me know I'm sassy and get dolled up a lot, so me wearing heels cannot be a problem. Look, I've seen a short man who would be walking or going out with the taller women, and they'd be so proud. The man, the spirit of the man is not measured by his height, but by his soul. Something along those lines. There are men who are short, but who have so much fire inside. They have so much confidence. They have so much charisma that when you see them, the taller women just fall for them because they can't resist it, right? They can't resist it. I'm between 5'10" to 5'11". Would I have a problem with this 6'1" or 6 foot or 6'2" foot girl? Look, if the connection is there, connection is there, I can always give her a piggyback ride. on the way to the car. If I really feel like, oh my God, I don't want to be seen with the woman who is taller than me. But in all honesty, if I like her, that's another thing. If I like her, if I want to be spending time with her, this height difference is not, it's not a determining factor. It's not going to bother me. Here's now a pretender angle. Has anyone heard any stories about DL, down low, secretly gay? Man dating women and cheating with men. Hollywood calls the woman in the situation a beard. Goodness gracious, Heather. I wasn't ready for this one. I don't even know what to say about this. I don't think I could live in Hollywood. I just don't think it would work. I haven't heard about it though. I haven't heard about that. Scary stuff. I had a man break up with me over the height difference. To me, it just showed we weren't a good match. And if he can't stand a height difference, what other issues are there? Yeah, there are far more important things and problems than height difference that you're going to come across as a couple. Look, that's why I don't, many of you who've been coming to these live streams, you probably already know how I feel about this. If in the beginning of a relationship you're dealing with these things, especially the things that has to do with physical appearance, right? If one person is feel kind of accurate about, a person being too tall, or a person not fitting some other physical image, how is it going to get any better? The height is definitely not something that you can change. If you get a sense that somebody doesn't like you for your height, it's a wrap. If somebody doesn't like you for your weight, look, I mean, yeah, potentially you can lose the weight, but I mean, you got to be honest with yourself. Do you want to lose the weight for this man? And are you going to be able to sustain it? I think there are some things that just not going to work, especially in the beginning of a relationship, especially when you're dating. I like how men do things for you even when they know you can't do it, but they say you don't like to do it and kid about it, kind of possessiveness, or when they order for you. I don't think I'm getting the point of it, I'll be honest. If a guy is the same height as me or a little bit shorter, I don't care. But if they have smaller hands and feet than me, that's another story. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing. What if they have a big heart, Summer Dream? What if they have a Russian soul? What if they're kind? But look, I get it. Everybody have something. I'm not being funny about that. Everybody has something. Everybody have something that they deem deal breakers. Curious how you and guys in general feel about girls wearing a lot of makeup. Do you guys view it as girls pretending to be someone they're not? What if she looks like different person without it? Oh, what a great question, Cheyenne. What a great question. I'm gonna offend some people over here right now, not intentionally. If you don't want to be offended, no, I'm not gonna hopefully offend anybody. But the truth of the matter is, you can wear makeup in a different way. What is the level of your makeup? Are we talking Christina Aguilera, like Nicki Minaj level of makeup, to where you just look like a doll, to where I can clearly see it's visible? It's visible when, you know, sometimes you, it's like things are just vulgar. Like you look at woman's face full of makeup, and it's just, it does not look good. Maybe some other man will find it attractive, I don't know. But sometimes it's overkill. Sometimes it's overkill. And I think, to be honest with you, I think it's in women's best interest to find this balance, because I think it's ridiculous to say not to wear makeup. I don't think that's going to fly. But I think there could be balance to where you know, wear a little bit of makeup. You wear enough to where you feel confident, you feel good about yourself, you feel beautiful. But at the same time, to where you don't overdo it, to where the whole face look like just one makeup. I mean, like, there is a, you can be tasteful when you do these things, you know. The thing about makeup is this, is that it is misleading when it's misused. It is very misleading. So in a way, like we talked about man most of the night tonight, based on your comments, because obviously majority of audience are females. I haven't seen, I don't believe, any males here tonight. So we mostly were talking about men. We were you know, examples we covered refer to things that men did wrong for the most part. But I think this is one of those examples to where women can deceive, fool, intentionally or unintentionally. They can fool a man, because makeup is not too much makeup. Okay, let me put it that way. Take a picture of yourself without makeup, fresh out of the shower, okay? No makeup, your natural look. Take a picture of that, and then take a picture of, you know, of yourself when you did all the makeup, your best version of yourself with the makeup on, and just compare it side by side. It's practically a different person. It is not the same person. And I think in many cases, you will see it's a different face. So if you're going to go a length, that kind of length, to create an image that is very different from your natural state, then what do you think is going to happen when man sees you in your natural state? And then you're going to be very upset. But consider for a moment the fact that you are deceiving the man. If you are putting too much makeup. And again, the reason I am saying do the experiment is that so you can see. So it's not like, oh, that's all BS. It's what are you talking about? Take a picture, make a comparison. And then, you know, if you like it, nobody's going to make you do anything. If you like it, you're going to do it. But maybe you will see that, yeah, maybe he has a point. Maybe I can scale down a little bit, right? It's for you to figure it out. I'm just telling you that there was an article in a newspaper. This is actually not a newspaper. It was a Twitter. It was a tweet or something. I was online. It was somewhere in India, right? But the country doesn't matter. The post was that the man divorced his wife. I know that's an extreme example. I understand that it's extreme example, but apparently he never seen a girl without the makeup. And then it was like a first morning after marriage or some crazy stuff like that. Man woke up and he couldn't believe. And they show picture before, like they show a picture of the woman at the wedding and the picture of the woman who did not wear makeup, and it was mind blowing. It was absolutely mind blowing. So I'm not suggesting that women should not be wearing makeup. I just think women should be wearing makeup tastefully, to where men can still see, a fair share of what they would look like. There should be some natural things that could be seen there, because later, if it's so much of it, I feel like it's just deceitful, and you end up paying the price anyway. But I like this question. Thank you. Hopefully I did not offend anybody. Oh, let's see. To other women, it usually looks awesome if done right. I think we sometimes wear it for other women, if not solely for ourselves. I'm assuming you talking about makeup. But what if they have a big heart with or without all the makeup, Yuri? A big Russian heart. What if they have a big heart with or without all that makeup? So you're asking with or without all the makeup? I'll be honest with you. If I'm not attracted to a woman, I'm not attracted to a woman. I made a video about this, probably more than one. And I'm not going to sit here and say to you that I'm going to just, anchor my dating life based on intelligence alone. That would be a lie. The attraction has to be there. It must be present. And yes, that for men, it's physical attraction first. We need to approach you. We need to be the one to make the first step to talk to you. In order for us to do that, we need to see something visually that we like. I don't see your mind. I don't know how you think. I don't see your heart. I don't have X-ray vision, summer dream. I can't know what your heart is like and what your thoughts are like. I can see your body. I can see if you take care of yourself. I can see your face. Do I like those things? If I do, I make my move and I talk to you. And at that point, so you can treat it as a two-step process, right? Number one will get you in the door. But if you don't have number two, all the internal stuff, you out of the game. I'm not discarding a big heart. Big heart must be there. But if you not take care of yourself, if you a slub, if you smell bad, if you don't look good, if you have too much makeup, those are red flags. These are things that's going to make me not want to approach you to begin with. So at that point, I'm not even going to have a chance to get to know how big your heart is. Let's keep it real. I don't mind if the guy tall or short, but have to be thick in spirit like a Russian man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Chantel. I'm big girl and little rough sometimes, especially when playing fighting or other things. Sometimes, look, I'll be honest. Sometimes you feel this, I talked about, for one thing, look, everybody have different body types, right? So my thing is this: make an attempt to take care of yourself. Just take care of your physical appearance to the best of your abilities. Is that too much to ask? It's not. Then when a man approaches you, if you have a good spirit, if you have something to say, if you have sense of humor, if you relaxed, if you playful, if you cool to talk with, man gonna dig that. Man gonna dig that. We feel the energy. We feel the energy. It is so blatantly obvious when you're dealing with good energy versus when you're dealing with some BS energy. And you know, my thing, I mean, I've been around people. I'm not saying I'm the guru and I can always recognize. No, some people pretend. We're talking about pretenders today. Sometimes you won't know, but sometimes you can fool it. Like sometimes you feel that energy a mile away. Even somebody's smile, somebody's tone of voice, what they say and how they say it. That's it. I think I'm never going to get to that video. It's too many fun comments. D, yeah, I heard that. And other women had plastic surgery and had kids that only a mother would love, and he felt cheated to divorce her. Oh no. Oof. Plastic surgery is a whole different conversation. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Plastic surgery is a really like a drastic step. It's a drastic step. I think I would go to therapy first before I go plastic surgery. That's me. All right, let's see. Let's see some other comments. Makeup can be another way to decorate yourself, not to just look pretty. Alicia Keys is naturally beautiful, but sometimes I think makeup would enhance the overall look for her at fancy shows. Yeah, I think that, you know, when you talk about celebrities, they get paid to be on camera. I'm sure that Alicia Keys probably wouldn't go out, you know, to meet with someone for dinner the same way that she would go out to play at her show. By the way, I like Alicia Keys. I like her music too. You don't know my name. Is that a song? A Teenage Love Affair? Love that song. Pum pum pum. I think I missed one. Shante said, can't wear makeup, highly allergic, so how can I look more attractive for a man in the man's opinion? Some of the things that I mentioned, Shante, take care of yourself, physically speaking. So like, don't take my word for it. There are things online. So if we're talking about strictly physical appearance, right, we can't discard that. Men gonna look at that first. And a lot of women don't like to hear it, but I'm going to say it anyway because women needs to know the truth. Man's going to see you first with his eyes, and then at that point he's going to evaluate and he's going to make a decision whether or not to approach you. In order for you not to wonder what should be, you know, like an appropriate weight for your body type, just look up BMI, body mass index. That's one thing, and then look up body, sorry, not the body. So BMI is one thing. The fat to muscle ratio percentage is another thing. So it will, when you Google these things, you'll be able to see data. You will be able to see, and there are tons of organizations that you can do it with. You can do it with American Council on Exercise. You can go with National Strength Conditioning Association. You can do NSCA. What was it? National Sport. I can look it up. Some of them I've had them. If you shoot me a direct message on Instagram, I can send you some resources for that. But my point being, you can look at the baseline data and numbers, what, you know, some of these organizations determine to be a healthy weight in healthy ratios for men and for women, and then they could be a good reference for you, and you can decide whether or not, you know, you fall under the, you know, the appropriate weight for your body type or for your height, and then you can go from there. You know, obviously I think taking care of yourself physically is very important. The second thing is how you interact with the man. You know, what kind of vibes do you give out? If you give out some foul vibes, men gonna run away. Like a lot of men don't like masculine women. You know, masculine women who is just going to who's going to have this overbearing energy. You know, men like to lead. Men like to lead, and men are the ones in a lot of times who will come up with the masculine energy. You know, so like that's something to consider. I mean, I think also, like, are you being nice when you talk? Are you smiling when you talk? You relaxed when you talk? Because if you relax and you smile at me, that puts me at ease. You know? If you just stone face, like, it's not going to be a good experience. Just a couple of things there. All right, these comments are awesome. You just keep coming. I love it. I can read it all night. Let's see this one. D. One friend I had happened that to him, he stayed celebrate, and on their night of intimacy, his wife whips out the Kong. Poor BBY, he didn't want to date at all for years. That was his wife? That would be a heck of a surprise. I feel for a Kong, you mean like penis? What do you mean by the Kong? I'm assuming that's what you mean. That's traumatizing. That's terrible. More pretenders, people who lie about how many kids they have. Oh, those are liars. Those are not pretenders. Let's keep it stacked. They say that let's keep it stacked. Let's keep it real. All right, let's watch more of this video, shall we? I've been talking forever. You got to stop me sometimes. Just tell me where's the video or something. All right, you ready? This is number 4, I believe. Fair use.
They make you feel guilty. One very effective tactic of a manipulator is to make you feel guilty for not helping or believing them. They always love shifting blames on people, and if they find that you are good to them, they try to make you do things for them. They pretend to be sick so that you will help them wash and cook. They are ready to do anything so that you can do things for them, and if you refuse to do those things, they get angry and start acting all betrayed so that you will feel guilty and do that thing for them. Number 5.
Making somebody feel guilty. Oh, that's so bad. That is so bad. This is like psychological warfare. You know? When you do that, I think you kind of like, you're losing, your relationship is a losing battle. How, like, at what point do you decide to do that? Because if you decide to do that in the beginning of a relationship, that's a huge concern. But if you end up doing this after a while, then it can place a lot of stress on your significant other. But the thing is, it's not sustainable. I don't think it's possible to stay sane with someone who is places guilt on you. Another thing too, you know, with a lot of these things, it comes back to the fact that when you imagine living with that person and you imagine yourself experiencing these things inside your home, some of these things just terrifying. You know, your home's supposed to be a place where you come in and you experience peace. Instead, you're going to end up with somebody who's just passing blame or guilt. And so, you know, like I feel sorry for people that going through these type of situations, because it's difficult. It would be very difficult on any human being, I think, to do that. I'm working on losing weight. As you know, dating can be tough on Tinder, as I don't pretend to be thin. I put pictures of my body as is, and sometimes I get comments. Look, the thing is, Cheyenne, is that you're working on yourself. I think that with weight for women, I know it's a touchy subject. I know it is. So I'm, you know, like I think when men talk about it, they need to understand that it's a touchy subject and that a lot of women feel self-conscious about that. I get it. I understand it. What I think is makes sense is that you have to figure out what's important to you. Okay? I don't think you should do it for a man per se. I think you need to figure out is, you know, is the weight that you're in right now, is this a healthy weight for your body? If the answer is no, the next question, do you care? If you say, yes, I do care, then you have a choice to make, you know? It's not about even just somebody else. It's about you first. We talked about it yesterday a little bit, about the fact that, you know, I think you manifest the people that you attract into your life. It just makes sense to me that you manifest, you know, the things that you have inside and the energy that you put out, right? So if you have a lot of unhealthy things inside, you know, inside the body, and then if your body is not healthy on the outside, you have to ask yourself, well, for one thing, is it good for you? You know, probably not. But then the second question, like, what kind of people are you going to attract? Right? But the first question is still what it is that you want. Because if you don't want this, if you don't desire to, you know, to have a healthy body, then it doesn't matter what men will think. You're not emotionally charged to have that body or to achieve a specific, like a weight goal or whatever. And for guys, it's opposite. You know, guys trying to gain muscle. So it's like this constant thing. The fitness and you know, self-improvement is the constant thing for both genders, I feel. Like for me, you know, I'm a naturally skinny dude. I need to work out and eat a lot for me to gain muscle. Now, I'm not like stick, you know, but I'm not thick. I'm not a thick dude that some many other dudes are. And like those thick dudes, you know, they put on weight, they have super broad shoulders, big arms, and that's attractive to women, you know? So I'm not that dude, and I'm okay with that, you know? I know that I need to work out and I need to do things to my body in order to make it more attractive physically, right? So my point is, it works both ways. It works both ways. But thank you for asking and thank you for sharing. I know it's not the easiest subject to talk about. I have never felt so manipulated until my ex. I didn't even know I was being manipulated until a lot of people started pointing it out. You know, that makes me wonder. That makes me wonder, like, about this type of comments, because like, is because, you know, my question is I guess a question for you, Sadie. What can you attribute it to? Like, if other people noticed it and you didn't notice it, now in hindsight, do you know, like, how you felt at the time? Do you understand maybe the reason why now? You know, it's interesting to me. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say on this one. It's hard to say. Thank you for sharing, but I'd be curious to hear your take. If now you could recognize some things that happened that you couldn't while you were in that relationship. When through domestic abuse, my ex would try and guilt trip me and blame me for things. Best thing to do is get out of that home fast before it gets worse, and work on yourself. Yeah, I think I'm a believer. I'm a big believer in working on yourself. Like for many years, I was trying to, you know, I had relationships and stuff, and relationships also didn't go very far. And then, you know, at some point I had to like look in the mirror, and I still have a lot of work to do. You know, I still have work to do on myself. So, you know, for me, as far as dating goes, I'm not in a hurry to date. Not in a hurry. I have room to grow as a person. But domestic abuse, no, no way. No way. There's some things that are just not negotiable. You just can't live like that. And I'm sorry if you experienced that, Shante. It's very tough. All right. I think we have two more, right? Hopefully we can get through this video. Let's see.
They pretend to have the same likes as you. This is one of the ways manipulators
Fair use.
get into your head. They pretend to have the same interests as you do. Before they do this, they make sure to do their research on you thoroughly to know the kind of things you love and those you do not. Then they will let pretend that they share the same interests as you do, and an instant connection is formed. This is possible because people love talking about the things they love. And number 6, they gossip.
Whoops. All right. We'll leave the gossip people. But they interesting topic, right? I just want to make sure I get it correctly. Let me see exactly how they framed it. They pretend to have the same likes as you do. They pretend to have the same likes as you do, because that obviously can get somebody in the door rather quickly with you. Oh, look, I love the same type of things that you do. We're gonna go on a hiking trip. We're gonna go and eat the same food together. We're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna go dancing together. Isn't that cool? Ha ha ha! Look, we're a happy couple, right? We're so good together. We like the same things. We gotta be together. And then you find out, no, he did not mean that. He was pretending the whole time. He was just doing that to win me over. I think people will ask questions. People will ask questions. So what do you like? And then they will try to like the same things. They will try to adjust and again fit into this imaginary person that you would like, you know? They will do that. What is the solution here? Like, how do you, like, so the difficult part of that is that when you carry a conversation with someone, when you're on a date, because we're talking about the beginning of a relationship, when you're on a date, you have to get to know each other, right? And I mean, people gonna ask each other questions. I know I like asking people questions. I like to understand like what person is about, what kind of hobbies they like. You know, that's why I would be asking similar type of questions. I'm like, well, what you enjoy to do, what kind of hobbies you have, you know, what kind of things do you do when you're not working, you know? I think if you don't ask these questions, you kind of missing out on an opportunity to get to know someone, right? But I think where the difference is when you're just trying to misrepresent yourself to another individual, to where you're pretending that you like the same exact things as the other person does. And is it possible that maybe some people don't have identity? Is it possible that some people just kind of live through other individuals? I think it is. And that's a scary thought too. If you're dating somebody who does not have identity, who always does what you do, and who only like hang out with you and always, like they don't have their own life, that type of person, that's scary. That is scary for real. Felicia said, I hate when people act like they like what you like, but they really don't. Yeah, you'll be telling them about cake, but they really hate cake. You'll be telling them about going to the beach, but they really like mountains. And then one day you find out that they hate cake. It comes as a surprise. By the way, I wasn't sure. I know you're gonna write. I know you're gonna like some Russian cakes, Felicia. So it wasn't a smirky, sarcastic comment. I know you're gonna like the Russian cake. What I mean? I feel like I gotta explain myself now. Felicia is gonna be traveling to Orlando for work purposes, and I promise her that I will bring her the actual piece of Russian cake so she can try it, because I was bragging about cake for so long on my Instagram lives, and I ate it on camera before, and I will do it again. And I'm a big fan of Russian cakes, European cakes. If you haven't had any of them, you have to. It's completely different. It's just better. I'm gonna leave it at that. I didn't understand what manipulation was. I was very new to serious relationships and didn't have that experience or knowledge, so I honestly believed I was to blame. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you went through it, but hopefully, you're stronger now as a result of that. And thank you for sharing. Yes, I had a guy say he liked camping, but when I took him camping, he was scared to death of everything. He was, hey, Jamie, this is where you say, hey, buddy, you're not holding your end of a bargain. You told me you like camping, and I don't see that person right now. I see somebody else. This is where you stand and say, what else I don't know? Oh, man. Princess cake. Is that a real cake, D? Kaya, thanks for being here. I think it can be hard when you are exposed to something new, when you are with someone in the initial stages. You might like it to start with, but then decide it's not your thing. It could be hard. But if you're an open-minded person and if you're willing to try new things, it could be a beautiful thing. I'll give you an example. I tried Korean food and I never had Korean food before. My friend introduced me to Korean food. Granted, it's not dating scenario. We're just good friends, but he introduced me to Korean food. I was not really open-minded to it before. I was like, why am I going to eat the chunk of meat in a soup? What do I look like to you? And then I ate it and that was amazing. and that was the beginning of Korean food paradise in my life. If it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for him introducing me to that and me being open-minded, I would have never discovered it. See, we don't know what we're missing until we try it. We don't know. You gotta try things. Napoleon cake is good if it's done right. Strong ballerina, it's good even if it's done wrong. It's Napoleon cake. I always get that at the Russian bakery. Yeah. Lana, what's up? Good to see you here. Yuri, I found a new Russian store today. I bought a big slice of torta and vanilla poppy seed dadu. Nice. That sounds delicious. I'm glad you found it. I have a Russian store not too far from me, Lana, so I'm pretty spoiled over here. I have like a big grocery store, Russian store, about 25 minutes driving from me, and then I have one 10 minutes away. It's like bakery, Russian bakery and restaurant, which is pretty cool. We got to stop talking about these cakes now. This week will be brutal. I guess you've been thinking about the cake, right? That's okay. You'll have it soon, so hang in there. Russian ice cream. It's good. It's good. Yeah, Korean food. That's a heart, right? That's 3 hearts. It's like maybe Korean food. Yeah, it's a heart. Okay, cool. I love trying new things, but I don't keep doing some of them. I think, yeah, it doesn't mean that we will, you know. Sometimes some things we like and some things we don't. But I think the key is to try. I'm actually eating dumpling soup with bok choy, been training and fasting. Yes, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. Best thing to do on them, one is to try catch them on a lie. I love to swim, so if they say they like it as well, I ask them difficult questions about swimming. I hate liars and fake people. Yeah, that's a good one. Come take a swim with me. And then the person just drowns. 911, 911. My date is drowning. We went skinny dipping in the ocean and he's not holding his end of the bargain. Gotta know how to do CPR, Shante. This dude's be drowning over here. Oh my God. Literally and figuratively speaking, the dudes be drowning. But these chicks be drowning too. People be drowning in lies, in deception. That's what we're really finding out. People be lying. Cheyenne said, have you ever recorded Zoom meetings? I would love to see everyone. I haven't recorded Zoom meetings, but one thing I was going to ask you all, I have an opportunity to offer memberships through YouTube. I would have to create like a structure for it, you know, and then potentially one of the things within one of the memberships could be Zoom meetings or Zoom chats. That would require, like, setting up these things will require more time, you know, obviously. So I think that it would make sense to do it as a membership, you know, and of course there'll be additional perks within that. So if you are interested, so obviously I would have to figure out what would the different tiers of memberships would be and what would, you know, I would want to charge for it. But if you're interested in it, conceptually speaking, if you're interested in the idea, then you can put hashtag in the comments, hashtag membership. And then I can revisit that and see how many people would be interested in that. So essentially what that would mean, there would be more opportunities. There would be some exclusive content. I'll just describe it briefly, what I kind of envision it as. There will be some additional exclusive content for the members, maybe behind the scenes, or some additional content that not being seen by everybody else on the channel. there would be like opportunity for interaction, whether it's through Discord or whether it is through Zoom. And there could be some additional like access to me personally, you know, in a different way, maybe some video calls or dating advice or something to that effect, you know. So that's what I'm thinking right now. But as I said, this is a totally different like endeavor to take on. So definitely want to know your take, if there's going to be, you know, how many people, if anyone, would be interested in that. Then you can give me hashtag membership. Good question, Cheyenne. Felicia, I'm about to eat this rice cake and pretend it's a Russian cake. Go ahead. Oh my God, this is awesome. All right, let's finish this video, shall we? Let's finish this video, and then you can continue on with your comments in the meantime.
They gossip about people to you. Most manipulators are great gossips. They always bring the stories of their people to you, and in the same vein, they take your accounts to other people. They do not mind sharing your secrets with people. And while they are doing this, they also tell you what others are saying behind your back, thus making themselves look like saints before you. So what's your opinion about this?
So what's your opinion about this? Oh, gossip. You know, I don't know how much I would put in weight on gossip. I guess it's not as of a strong aspect as the other ones that we witnessed tonight, I mean, in this video, and we discussed. So, but because gossip, like in a relationship, what are they going to be? Are they going to be gossiping about you to somebody they know? Like, that just seems ridiculous proposition, right? So I can see like gossiping at work, you know, because you're in the circle of friends or whatever. Not friends, sorry, circle of your coworkers, and people know each other, right? So like if I hear a gossip about my other coworker, I have a point of reference. I know what's going on. But if you gossiping about your date, well, I guess it still could work, because you could gossip about your wife to somebody who knows her. So I guess in that sense it could work still. Or you could gossip about your husband to your girlfriends, what he's not doing good. Actually, if looking at it from this angle, I just convinced myself. Looking at it from this angle, like if you gossiping about your husband to your girlfriends, that is bad. This is very bad, because you know, people tend to say things. So you're going to say something, again, personal to other people, and then he's going to hear that from them, like as a remark, as a smirky comment, or like verbatim like interaction about his actions or whatever. I guarantee you that any man who respects himself is not going to be happy about that. Not going to be happy, because that's like putting your dirty laundry out in the open. Nobody needs to know that besides you two. It has to stay inside of a relationship, you know. Let's see some. Hold on, let me see this one first. If it's not with the person you are talking about or constructive, then I don't like it at all. Yeah, constructive feedback, that's the way to go. Anytime you're going to include, look, these are really good lessons, and these are lessons that Like, you know, when I was younger, I did not know these things, but now I do. You can give constructive criticism to your significant other even when you're upset with them. Even when you're not happy about the actions, it has to stay between two of you. The moment it gets out and the moment that stuff is out in the public, this is where you're going to compromise your relationship. Some single moms will pretend that they don't have any kids at the beginning of a relationship. There is no shame in being a single mom. I do think it's harder for them than it is for single dads. There is no shame, and you're going to save yourself some nerves later if you're going to tell a person that you have children right away. Because imagine a situation when you're going to start dating someone and another person thinks you don't have any children. Then you going on a second, third, fourth date. Before you know, you like each other, you enjoy spending time with each other, and then, you know, he wants to have you as a girlfriend. 19 people, that's what's up. That's a lot of you here. Appreciate you. Don't forget to smash the like button. I'm just checking how many likes we have. Looks like 15 likes and 19 people watching, and some of you didn't smash the like button, so I know you can do better. Hulk smash like, and also comment where are you from, where are you watching from. So back to my story. If by the time you're dating and you start catching feelings for each other, you're going to release the truth at that point, then at that point it's too late. At that point, you're going to get questions. Why didn't you tell me before? Why you let me get to the point where I'm emotionally involved with you? Because this is important piece of information. Okay? This is very important piece of information, I think, to know. Whether you're a single dad or whether you're a single mom, this needs to be communicated up front, you know? That is just my opinion. You don't have to worry about this later, because you're going to pay the double price, in my opinion. You're going to pay double. You know how you're going to pay double? Number one, person's still going to break up with you because person was not ready for a relationship with someone with a child. Number two, you're going to be emotionally wrecked, and he or she potentially could be emotionally wrecked too. So it's a double disadvantage. If you're going to tell him right away or tell her right away and they decide not to date you, so be it. I think you can't judge people for making their decisions and choices to date or not to date you because you have children. But if you decide not mention that fact and just assume that they will accept you, you're really putting yourself at risk of being emotionally destroyed and destroying him or her emotionally. That's my take on this. Yuri, can I email you? I deleted my Instagram. It's way distracting. Sorry. You can at Russian Prototype. Russian Prototype at gmail.com. My email. Please email me. Also, big thing. If you look on top of the screen where it says newsletter, mylovemanual.com. This is my website. Join the newsletter on this website. Actually, I might be sending one after this. Every Wednesday, I try to send a newsletter. I know I've been not good at it last couple of weeks. I think most of you know why. Wasn't in my zone. But I'm going to be resuming that. And I'm sending all the updates through my newsletter. You get some additional updates. You get the first slice of information, so to speak, through the newsletter. And then you can respond to these emails and communicate with me directly. So if you haven't considered joining my newsletter, write it down. or if you have another device, just go to mylovemanual.com right now, join the newsletter. A lot of good stuff will come out of that. And this is my website. I also have blogs on there, so you can read some of my thoughts in the written format. I think it'll be beneficial too. I have definitely Felicia and Heather commented on some of my blogs, so they can tell you whether it's good or not. Also, speaking of Felicia, huge shout out to Felicia for supporting the channel. I appreciate you immensely. Receive your donation today. Thank you so very much. I do not take it for granted. Thank you. Remember that if you choose to support the channel, you can do it right here through paypal.me/Russian Prototype. Every cent that I received will be put back in this channel to improve the content, to improve the equipment, to improve the delivery. That is my goal. Also, another way to support, I believe that you should see a sign underneath the chat. So you can do it through super chats and super stickers in real time through YouTube. You should have those options. So there's just a couple of ways in which you can support the channel, and I appreciate very much. So huge shout out to Felicia for being a huge supporter. But join the newsletter. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to share blogs with you and newsletters with some content where you won't be able to get anywhere else. All right, let's continue on. D said, people use slander to build community. It's toxic. Slander to build community. Isn't slander like a negative? What is slander? Hold on, let me Google slander. Let me Google slander while you can see it. Let's Google it together. What is slander? Action or crime of making a false spoken statement damaging to a person's reputation. So then, if that's the case, how people use slander to build community? How can they use false spoken statement to build a community? Did you mean destroy the community, or am I missing something? Kaya, I'm a single mom and I'm clear she comes first until I get married. No doubt. I mean, that's the thing. Once you have children gonna come first. Kaya, thank you so much for super chat. I appreciate it. I just saw it. Super sticker. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Appreciate your support. It means a lot. But come back to your previous comment. I'm a single mom and I am clear she comes first until I get married. You know, my mom was a single mom for a while, and my mom would always tell me that she would not put another man over me ever. And I think that's motherly love. I think there's a special bond, and I think there's a special connection between mother and a child. I think that's just how it goes. And I think men got to understand that when they get a single mom, that her kid will come first. I think that is the reason why it's difficult for so many men to date single women with children, because I think they inadvertently understand that they're not going to be number one. I'm be curious to know, Kaya, how do you navigate this situation? Like, are you interacting with men in a specific way to let them know that they still will be appreciated, or you kind of let it go naturally? How do you go about this? I would be curious to know. But all the single moms, any of the single moms in the audience, look, hang in there. I know that your children, when they grow up, will appreciate that. I have a lot of respect for single moms. I know we have at least 3 in the audience right now. So, you know, it's so hard. It's so hard. So hang in there, do your best. You are superheroes. You're true superheroes. When you date talk bad about their ex, that's a big red flag. Yeah, because next ex could be the person they're talking to at the time, right? Shantae said, I'm a single mom and I never lie. And that the first thing I tell them I have a little girl and she comes first. But hey, Shantae, um, honesty is the best policy. It's the best policy. I had an ex who would talk about people, and one day I caught him trash talking lies about me to his friend who was a girl and flat out disrespecting me. When I asked why, he couldn't tell me. Damn. Damn. I'm sorry. I am sorry to hear that. This is not cool. New Zealand, currently working from home due to lockdown. Love New Zealand. Kaya, hopefully I'm saying it correctly. Kaya, this is my New Zealand is on my bucket list. One of my earlier subscribers, Marie, I still email with her back and forth. She's from New Zealand. And it's funny enough, I talked to my mom about New Zealand earlier today. And like, this is one country I want to go. Like, I want to go there so bad because of beautiful landscapes. And it just seems so magical. I love United States, but there's like a couple places in the world that is just calling my name. And New Zealand is one of those places. Is just calling my name, you know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the Frodo from Lord of the Rings just saying, precious. Wrong character. It was another guy saying that, but nonetheless, you get my drill. Lady Fluffy Cakes. Hello, thanks for hanging out. Not to mention the fact that trust is now an issue. If you are withholding something that important, then what else are you hiding? Trust is a big thing. Trust comes with time. Trust comes with time. It does not come by itself. You have to build it, right? They say you have to build trust. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. It does not happen overnight. Shantae, huge shout out for a super sticker. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support. That means a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Let's highlight your comment. I think I saw another one from you somewhere. Maybe it was, maybe not. Let's see, where did we stop? Everything my husband told me in confidence, I never told anyone, even after he divorced me. All still secrets. Lana, that's good, but not all people are like that. A lot of people will gossip. A lot of people will gossip, and then I mean, you put another you put another person in a very tricky situation. You know, you put another person in a very uncomfortable, very nasty situation. Because if you do that, you're just screaming that you don't care about him. It's just about, you know, the what other people think is more important apparently at that point. There was some man in Scandinavia with 9 kids that wanted to marry me. I think he wanted to marry babysitter. That is great. Oh my God, strong ballerina. That's hilarious. If you married him, you could start a kindergarten together and then add more kids. Go for 15. That'd be amazing. I cannot imagine having 3 kids as a single dad. 9 kids? That is just, that is crazy. Let's see what else you're saying. I think it's only okay to tell things if there is abuse in any form. The abuser doesn't want you to tell. It's a form of isolating you from those that could help. At work and school and even around different neighborhoods, I've noticed how people gather together just to gossip, slander about other people, and act all nice after words of passive aggressive. Run. Run from those people. What if they're in your family? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. You know, I think your family is your family. You just have to accept them with all the shortcomings. But when I see, when I'm with my family member, if I see something that I feel like bad trait, I am trying to like politely tell them like, hey, I noticed this and why I think it's not the best thing, you know? It's not easy to have these conversations with people. Not easy at all. Because it's easy to offend people like that. But I think at least attempting to provide the feedback is better. I'm a very open person, so it comes up naturally. I don't make a thing out of it. When I'm spending time with a person, then I focus on them completely. I have to go. If I have to go, they understand. Yeah, that sounds very nice. It sounds like you're easygoing person, Kaya. I'm a great pretender in my avatar picture. There are dreadlock underneath that wig. I'm gonna have to definitely Google that word, Heather. You already know that. Is that even a word? Can I copy and paste it? I'm not gonna type it. Sorry, Heather. That's not gonna happen. I just gonna trust that that's correct. I was an IU pair once, never again. The husband in that family was weird. I ended up quietly making my exit plan. He was pissed. I think it's about the previous comment. Oh, dreadlocks. Okay, got you. Got you. I know I'm not the only who's encountered that. I put those people on blast. Oh, there's people doing fasting? Oh, that's kind of cool. Let's see. I do 3 days fast, then do intermittent fasting. I have a 6-hour window. I'm afternoon or just eat breakfast. Lost 10 pounds in 1 week so far and gained 4-pound muscle. Workout 2 hours cardio Pilates. That's awesome. So look, community, this is actually very helpful, right? We have other members of community. Well, not official members, but I don't know. Started talking about membership. We have other people in the community who are engaging in intermittent fasting. And obviously, based on this comment from D, it is effective in terms of weight loss. So if anyone is considering weight loss, get with D. D, if you have like Instagram, put your Instagram handle or your Twitter handle where people can get hold of you. If you open, of course, for questions, only if you open for questions, because I think that could help people out. Um, intermittent fasting is a real thing, and when done intelligently, that could really make a difference for a lot of people. And I just think that we as community can help each other out and make each other better. So if you have results, that goes to show that it's possible for people to achieve some good results as well. So props to you for that. Appreciate you sharing. So if you're willing to connect with people, just put your social media, either Twitter or Instagram handle in the comments. I think Heather did that too, but yeah, I remember you said you came off 2 separate 6 to 7 days water fast, and now I need to get into intermittent fasting. My number of daily calories decreased, but I'm not fasting like you both did. I'm just not yet. But I am eating more intuitively. I eat more protein, less bad carbs, and I'm kind of paying attention how my body feels. I have to go prep for the next meeting. So nice to hear from you in the comments, the chat. Thank you so much, Kaya. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Is that your actual name? Arohanu from Aitoaro? That's so cool. But thank you for being here, and thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate that. Have a great day. Much love, Sadie. Shine bright like a diamond. Do you run every day? No, I don't run at all right now. I just walk right now. It sounds, I sound like a older individual. I haven't been exercising consistently. So I walk, and I sometimes what I do, I actually like walk to the store, which is a couple miles from me, and then I carry groceries all the way back, and that ends up being an exercise. But I have a kettlebell at home. It's a Russian tool that I intend on using again. So my fitness is not what it needs to be right now, to be frank with you. Not into gossip is not my thing. When I hear people gossiping, ask them, how do you know? Did the person tell? Or if I hear them gossiping about me, I give them one look, they shut up and run or walk away. Sometimes you have to call people out. You have to tell them what it is and how it is. I think it's a good thing, Shante. As long as they like not super, as long as you're not like super mean. But then again, everybody have their own ways. I mean, if they mean enough to gossip about you, see, my mom wouldn't play shit like that. My mom would give you this Russian look, and say, she's like, her accent is so adorable. It's so like strong Russian accent. She talked to people I think just intimidated, because they were like, that person can just kill us with words. I think it's adorable. If anyone from the Faroe Islands shows up on Yuri's live stream, I want to talk to them. Anybody from the Faroe Islands, please talk to Strong Ballerina. My dear friends, we've been at it. Oh my God, I lose sense of time with these live streams. Oh my God, goodness gracious. So, what do we need to do? We need to put a ball on this subject, right? Pretenders. We need to put a ball on it. Why people pretend in a relationship. I think we touched on a lot of good things. Is it fair to assume that people pretend in a relationship because maybe they want to have something that they believe they cannot have with what they have? If that makes sense. Maybe they pretend because they do not believe they have what it takes to get that person. Isn't that reasonable? Isn't that I think it's reasonable. I think that some people believe that they not good enough to have what they want. Or maybe they are not pure enough the way they are. And therefore they need to create a different image to be able to attract their mate. I'm glad that we were able to learn about some of these things tonight. And let's recap them from the video. I'm not going to show you the video. I'm just going to tell you what they are really quickly. Or maybe not very quickly, maybe very slowly. Maybe very slowly. Maybe very, very slowly. They play the victim was one thing. They pretend that they're a victim so people can feel sorry for them. They love bombing. They will shower you with compliments and love to make you feel emotionally vulnerable. They will use your weakness against you. So they're actually going to make emphasis on something that you're not good at to make you even more vulnerable. They make you feel guilty. They will actually play the game of putting blame on you so you can feel inferior, I suppose, and that make you want to make things better. They pretend to have the same likes as you do. Oh, look at me. I like everything that you do. Let's be friends. We have the connection. And then they gossip people to you. They're going to talk about you behind your back, and that could come back to you, and that could be super upsetting. Have you pretended in a relationship in the past? I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have. And it didn't turn out too good. Therefore, I think it's an important topic to talk about. The difference. Let's quickly just chat very quickly before we get out of here. The difference between putting your best best foot forward, I guess they say, versus pretending. When you're putting your best effort forward, you are not changing your values. I think someone might have even said that in the chat the other day. You are not changing your values. You are maybe adjusting your behavior, but your core values are still the same, you know? You're not changing your personality. Your personality is still the same. When you pretend, you are changing your values, because if you value being a victim, but then you pretend that you don't portray that behavior when you going on your first few dates, or even later, maybe potentially in the relationship, then you just really playing a role. You're being someone else. And unfortunately, people will go these lanes to get someone. They will do that. They will pretend that they're a nice person. They will pretend that they consider it when they're not. They will pretend that they caring when they're not. They will pretend that they all about family and that they share the same values as the other person, and they're not. They will do these things because they, in their mind, they believe that once they get that person, once the person is with them, they accomplish the ultimate goal, and they will have that person forever. And this could not be further from the truth. The truth is that you never have a person forever. Even if you started your race very, very strong, the race does not over. This is a good analogy. You know, if you run 100 meters sprint, you can have a great start. You can run the first 50 meters perfectly. You can be the first off the block. You can really be leading the half, throughout the half of the race. But if you're just going to give up after the half of the race, you're going to get beat. Somebody else will finish first. So similarly to that analogy, you can start a relationship in a great way. You can pretend. But if you're going to quit pretending and become yourself again, or quit trying, then you're going to lose that race. You're going to lose that relationship. So one thing, so this may be useful for some of you. I know it was a useful advice for me. Sometimes when you think you have a person in your life that you want to keep in your life, and you know that you need to step up your game, and maybe you feel like you've pretended on some things about yourself, but let's just say these are positive things for the sake of this example. Let's say that you normally lazy about keeping your house clean, presentable. Let's say you don't like to clean the house. But because of that person, because that person that you're dating is a neat person, and that person always clean his or her house, you pretended to be a clean person too. If you're in a predicament, think about this. You can continue to pretend to be a clean person. You can continue to pretend that you like cleaning your house for your significant other, because living in a clean house is better than living in a dirty house. and you can continue to pretend to be that person. And I think eventually you can become a better person. All you have to do is just continue to pretend. Eventually you develop a habit. So in this instance, it's better to pretend. So it's not always negative. Sometimes it could be a positive outcome, because you can pick up some really good, valuable, positive habits when you pretend. On the other hand, I think identifying when people pretend to be nice and when they are not nice, this is where this gets really challenging, because you never will know true intentions of the person all the way. But observe behaviors, not the words. Observe the behavior. Pay close attention to the person's behavior. This is the best way to go. Let's see some few other comments and then we'll get out of here. This is, wow, this is so fun. This is so fun. I could probably do like a 5-hour live stream one day. These comments are awesome. Russian people love you too, Shantet. Thank you so much. You're very kind. Have a great evening. I think you were leaving. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for contributing, and thank you for your super chat. I really appreciate that. Lanishka, pretenders, don't they understand that they will lose you once they find out who you are? This is the $1 million question, Lanishka. This is a short gain, short-term gain. I hope that more people can see this part of the video. Maybe I can cut it out and put it on YouTube as a separate video, or put it on some other platforms. Pretenders don't understand that they're playing a short-term game. You will never win somebody over by pretending. You will never do that. Unless it's a positive example, like we talked about, cleaning the house. If you don't like doing that and you pretending to clean the house, this could be a good thing. But for the most part, people pretend to be better than they are, you know, in the situations that will help them to win another person over. Once another person finds out your true face, it's over. It is over. This is why we continue to talk about change yourself. First, work on yourself. If you have shortcomings, take care of those shortcomings. We're going to continue to talk about that. What do you need to do to make the best version of yourself? Because if you make the best version of yourself, you don't need to pretend anymore. You can be open. You can be kind. You can be compassionate. You can be honest. If you don't like something, you're going to tell another person, I'm not with that. I don't feel that. I don't want to be in that situation. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to play the game. You don't have to make another person believe something that's not true. You don't have to mislead. Start with yourself. I had to get a little bit louder for that one. I had to do it. Had to do it. Let's see a few more. It's too tempting. It's too tempting, your comments. D, thank you so much. I love these talks too. Times go by fast. Sadie, for me, makeup and pretending to be more outgoing than I really am. Are you guys talking about challenges? I think Sadie asked a question. I'm a little curious. How many of you guys think you may have been a pretender at one point? Good question. All I need to do is just moderate. I don't even have to say anything. I can just put one question and put the next question in. That's amazing. I've definitely pretended not to have anxiety disorder, that I don't take medication, but it comes out at some point. I wish I didn't have it. It sucks. Sometimes my skin will feel like it's on fire. Thank you for sharing those things. Chantel already left, I think, but she said, have to go. My daughter come to me saying she's not well. Oh, no. So have to go look after her. Thank you for your advice and help. Appreciate you being here. I hope your daughter is okay. Sadie said, me personally, I can relate to that. I don't take anxiety medication, but I have bursts of anxiety that make me pace, and I don't talk about it. I think sometimes I pretend it doesn't happen. I appreciate you sharing. It's personal things. I know it's not always easy to share those things. Yep, I went out with someone that claimed to be tidy. He tried to impress me the first time. After that, it was a clutter mess. He had a storage unit to accommodate the mess. He just keeps buying more. How these examples end up being real life examples? You can't make that up. This is real. This is real. Oh, Letitia, what's up? Thanks for being here. Passing here to say hi. I'm kind of sick, so going to sleep now. Get better, Letitia. Get better. Have you tried CBD that help be helps with my anxiety as PTSD? Thank you for that. My friends, I think we spoke enough about pretenders. Great conversation tonight. That was lovely. The summary is working on yourself first, finding a place of peace, and how to create the best version of yourself. When you're in peace with yourself, you can't lose. You don't have to pretend. You're going to be the way you are. You're going to be okay with outcome, because you're putting yourself first. You're putting love for yourself first. And let chips fall where they may. If the other person likes you the way you are, you're good. If the other person doesn't like you the way you are, you know the truth. I think it's a win-win. Next live stream. And the next live stream topic. What should we vote on? We vote on sex and money yesterday, so we can keep that as another topic. We talked about settling yesterday. Any other topics that you would like to hear about and you want to talk about? please leave a comment about other topics that are relevant and what you would like to hear tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. What are those topics? What are those topics, my community? What would you like to hear about? While you put in your comments, I'm going to think about this too. And maybe we will vote. Maybe we will vote. Let's see. Let me say. Has casual sex ruined courtship? Oops. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. Any objections to this one? Casual sex. So you don't want to talk about just sex. You want to talk about casual sex. Does everyone want to? Do you guys like this? You like this idea? Do you like this idea? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Casual sex. It looks like that we're gonna go with that, Heather. See, you come in here long enough, Heather. You sharing your ideas long enough. Boom. I love this. Boom chicka chicka wah. That's how it sounds. Heather, you come into these rooms, you watching these lives, you come into the shows long enough, you give enough suggestions, sooner or later, something's going to stick. And I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for always coming up with great ideas. I didn't even have to think. Community approved. You have a stamp of approval by community. Tomorrow, 9 p.m., we're going to talk about casual sex, whether or not is a smart thing to do, whether or not it ruined courtship, and what are the consequences of casual sex. Give me a favor. Prepare some points of discussion. Think of one or two things that are going to be most impactful to discuss. If there is some things that you want to emphasize within this topic, my DMs are open. My DMs are open on Instagram. You can send me an email. You should join. Where is it? You should join. My finger will go through. You should join. Can you see my mouse? You probably can't see my mouse. I'm hovering over join my newsletter at mylivemanual.com. You should join my newsletter. Just respond to these. You'll be able to respond to the email with anything that you want to share. If there is a point of emphasis within this topic that maybe I guarantee there's got to be at least few people who are watching right now that can think of one or two things within this topic that strikes home, that really screams like, hey, maybe I've experienced something like that. Here's the things that people should know about that. That's what I'm talking about. if there's something like that that comes up, let's make sure we discuss it. You don't have to give a personal example of what you went through. It's not about putting yourself on blast. It's about concepts, right? It's about concepts that we can uncover and hopefully make other people benefit from the discussion. That's what it's all about. If you have not joined the newsletter, consider joining the newsletter. Tomorrow at 9 p.m., we're going to do this. We're going to talk about casual sex. Thank you so much for your suggestions, Heather. Thank you to every single one of you who are here. Let's quickly do our roll call. Cheyenne, thank you for being here. Heather, thank you for being here. Strong Ballerina, thank you for hanging out, for commenting and engaging. D, thank you for being here and helping out with intermittent fasting and suggestions. Sadie, thank you for hanging out and sharing your personal experiences. I know it's not easy. Felicia, thank you for being here and telling us also about things that you go through. I really, really appreciate that. Who else is here? Jamie, thank you for hanging out tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I know I'm missing some people. Some people probably already left, but we had a great live tonight. Sorry if I'm forgetting anybody. I don't want to hold you much longer. I know we went for a long time. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. And we're going to talk about casual sex. Oh, boy. I hope my mom won't be watching tomorrow. I love you, Mom. But we're going to talk about it. DMs are open. Feel free to send messages ahead of time. And we're going to do it. Casual sex, formal bill from the hospital 9 months later. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. Good night to everybody. Have a wonderful night. I'll be seeing you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Have a wonderful Thursday. Don't forget that newsletter. Have a great night, everyone.